One. So I wanted to record this talk of mine for freshers, the job seekers, whoever are with less experienced. I usually get calls from people who have some aspiration towards IT jobs, and so they call me and they say me and they tell me that they need guidance on various aspects of job, if I have the job opportunities and things like that. So there I have many suggestions for them. And I thought it may be a good idea to actually collate everything in one video. And next time I get and get such request, I would just redirect them to this presentation, first of all. And even if after that they have any more inputs, they are free to call me and we could have a discussion, preferably on weekends. Okay, now having said that, the first question is, I know that people need jobs right now. Freshers need jobs, so they directly pose me a question. Sir, do you have any opening for my profile? So when I request them for their resume, what they have in their resume is really very not systematic. So first and foremost thing is the resume preparation is very weak. So they need to prepare a very nice resume wherein whatever is important to be placed in your CV should be there on the first page, and on the second page maybe your extracurricular activities and things like that should be there. And there are actually many things that freshers also could put in their resume, and the people are not aware about it. The students, the candidates are not aware about it. So I have prepared another video for it. It's there on one of my Google Drive, so I can share that link along with this video's link. So please go through that video and understand how exactly your resume should be. It's a 1 hour long video. I still feel that it is worth to go through because I have tried to get in all the corner cases and what all things, what are different ways a person can actually make their resumes quite rich, even after you don't have the uh, necessary experience. You know, you don't have experience, but still there are so many things that you can directly add and be visible in terms of companies, HR. HR search, you know, HR would probably go to one of the websites and they would type in some keywords, skills, and they would get the resumes. So that list is what they screen. And sometimes when they get thousands of entries, it is they only pick up the top 20 entries or top 50 entries, and then they call those people and then they schedule the interview. That's how it goes. So you have to make sure that your resume has to get into that first 20, 50 or 100 resumes so that you get the interview call. So that's the first and foremost thing. Regarding technical round, there are many things that you should prepare. So I say this one thing quite often, that you need to spend your 90% of time in preparation and only 10% of your time in actual in the actual job search. So how do you prepare? So there are many topics that you should prepare, starting with operating system, your networking concepts, your shell scripting, your database, um, your compiler, what exactly compiler does, compiler, linker, interpreter, what are these for? And different languages. So yes, programming languages. Basic questions on programming languages. What is object-oriented programming? What is functional language? What is procedural language? What are functions? What are lambdas? Uh, and how to make a function call, and things like that. You know. So so this is this and exceptions. and many other topics which are common across various programming languages. So you need to prepare all of that. So this is first and foremost thing. This should form the basis of your technical round. Now this is only theory, right? The theory. But how would you make sure that your practical and your programming skill, implementation skill is good? So there are various sites. So I'm aware of hackerrank.com and leetcode.com. So what you need to do is you create a login on this and you start you register, you subscribe to one of the languages which is of your choice. Maybe you have done your final year program project in C++. Then you would go to leetcode.com and probably select C++ assignments, and and with this you start solving one problem daily or maybe three problems daily. With that, you will be able to build your logic, like what problems are there, how to break those problems in smaller problems, and how to solve one problem at a time, one small problem at a time, and then bring it together to actually solve the bigger problem. You know, so there are many methods which are there, and you would also get a lot of discussions that other people have done on the same problem. So you would understand the different perspectives about solving the same problem. So I think this is very important, and this should build you thoroughly from programming perspective. And it is fun, frankly. I have got feedback from many people who are saying like they were not aware of hackerrank.com, but now it is like fun to solve these puzzles and fun to solve these programming problems. And now they are actually able to apply the language constructs onto in solving a problem. You know, so they're able to solve problems with the different language tools that you get. You know, loops and everything, loops or templates and things like that, right? So this is very important. Another important thing is you don't actually have to join any class, any tuition, and pay hundreds of or thousands of rupees there. So you can simply go to udemy.com. Okay, this has and Coursera, um, and many other portals. Even YouTube have many videos, free of cost videos, and you should be able to go through those videos and increase your knowledge about it. So this is how you prepare for the technical round. Also, there are ways. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just on this. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, not non-technical round. For this, again, you have to Google and find out what are the different ways to attend the group discussion. For this, your technical along with your technical skills, your presentation and your communication skills, interpersonal skills, do take a major they do take a major role in this. Okay, so this is important. How to appear and how to answer these different and difficult questions that your HR may ask. They may look for your attitude, uh, your your flexibility, you know, regarding relocation or how exactly you would solve a particular behavioral problem. How would you tackle that? So there could be many questions, and maybe even if you have covered this technical round, you may find yourself not very competent in non-technical round and HR round and things like that, and you may not get the job. Okay, so you have to prepare for these both, and at times actually these non-personal skills and these rounds are more important than even technical rounds, because technology, at least you will be put into a program, a training program, and they will be able to make you code, or they will be able to make you usable for their company. But if you don't have necessary communication skills, then it will be difficult for them. They won't be able to teach you the soft skills, frankly. They won't be able to make a completely polished personality out of you just by this training, you know. So sometimes this is more important. Yes, another thing, you really have to know what market wants. Okay, so it is important that for your domain, for your stream, what market requirements are. So please make sure you go to different job sites, find out what are the top 10 companies or skills that are needed. Okay, uh, maybe top 10 skills, and these have to be repeated, you know. So not just that one company is asking for something like Go language or Python language, then you start doing a Python language. Don't do that. So first of all, do the study. Find out there are many portals on internet that will tell you which are the current top programming languages, or what is exactly companies are asking for. Suppose I'm in I'm from mechanical industry, you know, then I will go to sites where mechanical industries are looking for talent. And there I would see like what are the mechanical engineer requirements, what are the 10 requirements. So maybe not just now, I wouldn't conclude that these are the 10 skills just looking at one advertisement. I would look at 100 advertisement, then I would be able to see, yeah, these are the common, some of them are probably common, um, maybe Pro-E and CATIA. You know, some of these softwares, these are mostly needed, are requested by the mechanical companies. Then I would know that these are the skills that if I grow these skills, I will be able to apply to these different 100 positions, you know. So this is very important. So don't just do something because somebody is telling you, boss abhi data science का course abhi ये अच्छा है तो ये कर लो, इसके बाद job मिल जाएगा. Somebody will say no, no, you do Java, then you'll get a job. Somebody will say Python, somebody will say something else. Somebody will say कि मे बी अभी टेस्टिंग में स्कोप है, मैनुअल टेस्टिंग में स्कोप है, कोई भी बोल सकता है ऐसे. सो दिस इज नॉट ट्रू फ्रैंकली. Don't just have faith on people who are telling you certain things. Have those validated. You validate those whatever has been said, and the best place to validate is from the job sites. So go there, find out what exactly companies are looking for. This is the right method to get exactly what market wants. Okay. Technical education and non-technical job. Okay, so I have got many calls where people from computer science background or people from IT, maybe from engineering or non-engineering, like BCS or MCA, and people like that with a bachelor's and master's degree in IT, they have completed their technical education, right? And now, maybe after that, for 2 years, 3 years, they did job in non-technical field. So please don't do that. Please understand that you have invested your uh, 5 to 6 years in technical knowledge, in technical education, and you are going to leave all of that and get into a non-technical job, which is not the right thing to do. So you have invested and you need to now monetize that investment, you know. So you please make sure that you get a job in technical education. If you're not getting a job in technical education, go for the higher education in technical education. Or maybe there are many other ways to get the job. Maybe you have not tried all the ways of getting the technical jobs, but please do not sacrifice for maybe economical reasons, for other reasons. Do not sacrifice your technical investment. Starting from your 11th, 12th, first year, second year, third year, if you have done engineering, then fourth year, you have invested 6 years of your time in technical education, and then you have become BE or engineering and something like that. And after that, if you go into management, or maybe you get into support job for some reason, which is a non-technical job, or maybe you get into marketing and things like that. This is not going to be good for your profile. People are going to say that you are confused. You don't know what to do just because somebody said this is good and you went on doing it. So please be responsible for what you are doing, you know. Uh, so I think I've made my point clear. So please invest your efforts in getting the technical job if you have done your education in technical stream. If you are in non-technical, try to get into that only. You don't have to come to technical education, or maybe you take a formal education of formal technical education, and then you get a technical job. Okay, so do not mix things. Maintain one stream and then maintain it well for some amount of time at least, so that before you even leave that stream, you need to say that on these grounds I'm going to leave this stream because my investment is not very fruitful in this stream. I'm switching to some other stream. You know. So at least spend considerable time. Don't just sacrifice things, because 6 years of investment is a huge investment. Please don't leave it just for the sake of somebody's opinion or even your feeling. Your feelings also may change. So if you are able to pass exams and if you are able to score marks, that means you have some knowledge about some technical knowledge, right? And that is going to be definitely much more, if more than somebody who is non-technical and who is put to that technical role. So he is not going to do that justice with that work, but you will be able to do that. Maybe you need a little more hand holding, and that can be done, that can be taken care. But if you switch and do MPSC, UPSC probably for some years, then you're completely lost from the technical stream. That is another thing. We'll talk about that actually. Okay. Continuous learning. Okay, so it's not that like probably is the case for many other domain, or maybe it was the case in some domain, that you get a job and then you're done, then you don't learn at all. That is not the case when you are in IT. When you are in IT, you have to learn continuously on the daily basis. The technology is changing, the fields you are in, maybe you're in automotive, that is changing daily. The software is changing everything, starting from your medical, everything, you name it, and you will see the presence of software in there. So please make sure you are ready. First of all, you are ready, and you're ready for learning, and you really do the learning yourself, and that too every day. Okay, so don't be under the impression that you have done engineering and now you don't have to learn anything, and you just need a job and that's it. That's not the case. So even after people having 20, 30 years of experience, we have to keep on learning every day. There are everyday new concepts that are coming up, cloud or many other. I don't want to name one, but there are many other things that are coming up, and it is very difficult to keep track if you're not updated with the technology and with the news and updates of different concepts. You will not be able to keep up. You will not be able to do your daily work. Uh, you will not be able to grow. Okay, so please make sure you are continuously learning. Okay, and there are various resources online. MIT is giving you open courseware. Open courses are there. Many other free learning portals are there. Not just Udemy, not just MIT, but many other. So explore those. Please find out from where you can learn. Now, I don't know exactly from which stream you are in, but if you are in software, then I could probably give you some guidelines. But if you are from different stream, you have to find out which are the learning portals for you. If you are in mathematics, then probably you will have something very specific from mathematics. If you are in psychology, probably then even in psychology there is software. Okay, so that is needed in AIML. So so all of this, you have to make sure that you know your domain, and please find out if there is somebody who can mentor you in your journey from your field, somebody who is in your field, who have spent 10-15 years of their time in in that industry. For example, you are from maybe psychology domain, so you try to find out somebody who has spent some many years in psychology, and those people know exactly how the domain is growing, how the field is growing, and which all are the different fields it can be used. How can you make money through psychology's study? Even if you are part of a history, then from history perspective, how can you make money? So there are many ways, not just academic things, but maybe there are other ways through which you should be able to earn money. Okay, so yeah, so please make sure that you'll be able to learn. You will learn continuously. Okay, problem solving versus language constructs. So I already talked about this, I suppose. So it's not that you have to do multiple languages. You take any one language, and that language will have some or the other similar concepts that are present in the other language. Okay, so language concepts are kind of standardized now. I mean, there will be some new concepts coming up, but those are kind of hard, advanced things, and you may not use them when you are a fresher. Okay, so don't worry about something really very advanced. Okay, right now what you need is to be able to understand what language constructs are there, what concepts, as in what the language provides as a programming language. Like we have English language, so we have to learn this dictionary words and this grammar and vocabulary and things like that, right? And then we actually apply it, right? So that application is also very important. If you only study grammar, if you only study vocabulary and maybe statement making and things like that, but you don't use it, you don't practice it, you will not, there is no use of your knowledge, frankly. So you have to make sure how exactly to apply these language constructs to solve the day-to-day problem. Okay, so problem solving is very important. Please make sure you solve at least 2 to 3 problems daily. If you are a fresher, you need to sit at one place maybe for 10 hours. 10 hours daily you need to sit and sit in front of your computer and solve multiple problems and solve them yourself. Don't take help and don't just copy and paste. Initially when you are looking for a job, you have to make sure you know everything, because that is what your interview is going to expect from you. Okay. Okay, so that's about problem solving. Okay, very important again. Support jobs. I am of the opinion that if you're passed out as an engineer, you should never take a support job unless there is really a very bad reason to do that. And even if you end up doing support job, please remember problem solving, language construct, making yourself ready, continuous learning, technical education, and what market wants, and you prepare yourself. Okay, so this is important. Even if you end up into support job, always try to get into the jobs market, which will pay you high. Okay, so there has to be a constant attempt from your end. Even if those attempts are fail, you have to attempt again. You have to try again, you have to motivate yourself, you have to bring in consistency and learning different things. Okay, so first and foremost is, if you're getting the support jobs which are not really meant for you, then don't do those. Okay, because if you get into such a stream, it is quite possible that you end up doing that only for years to come. Okay, so first thing is not to start with such support jobs which are not good use of your time and your knowledge that you have gained so far through education or through other means. Okay, so stay away from support jobs or the jobs which are not meant for you. So you have to take that call. Okay. Nobody can decide this for you. Maybe your situation, or maybe economical situations are a little difficult, and maybe you need that job. So in that case, you really will have to take that job, you know. But please make sure please keep your aim high, and uh, yeah, please keep your aim high and always strive to get into the jobs which are much, they have future jobs which are futuristic, which are demand of the market for next probably 5 years or 10 years or maybe 20 years, you know. So please get into such futuristic jobs. Okay. How many languages you should know? So I would say you should know one programming language. It could be object-oriented programming language. If you are from a domain like embedded systems, then probably something somewhere it is close to hardware and things like that, then probably a procedural language is okay for now. But if you are in pure software IT thing, then you need to get into few things, and uh, and you need to know one shell scripting. Okay. So if you are on Windows, then maybe PowerShell. Okay. But usually many projects usually use Linux. So please make sure you know Linux shell scripting, Bash or something like that. Okay. Apart from that, programming language. Okay. So one OOPS language and maybe one web programming language. If these both are same, then it is good. That is fine. But this is very specific to again some web development folks. Okay, so yeah. Uh, uh, Even if you know web programming language on backend, okay, this is very specifically for backend. But everyone who is into software industry, they need to know what is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Not advanced, at least the basic JavaScript everybody should know. Okay, and this is kind of optional if you are looking for some full stack development and things like that. Okay. One programming language, one shell scripting, and something I've got. I think minimum this much. Okay, and this could be your C++ if you are into embedded systems and things like that, or gaming related stuff, or maybe in finance as well. Uh, there are many domain like trading technologies, market connectivity, and things like that, where you need C++, HFT. Okay. Java is a good language. There are many openings for Java. You could look for that. Python, Go, .NET. Okay. So if you're doing .NET, don't do Java. Okay. If you're doing Python, then don't do Go. Sorry. Okay. Then don't do Go. Okay. So things like that. Okay. I think that should be it, at least from languages, because people end up doing C++ as well, Java as well, Python as well, Go, .NET. They want to do everything, but they don't. They are not able to crack interview on any one programming language. Okay, so for that. Okay, shell scripting, because this also helps in automation and things like that. Okay, many tools they use this. Okay, I think that should be it for now. Okay, jobs in big companies or small companies. I will tell you my experience. I joined a very small company which had probably 20-25 people, and I could get tremendous learning from my first company. For first 4 years, when I was in my company. I learned a lot of things. I daily used to talk to customers. I used to do designing, testing, automation, creating the plans like project management, team management. I could do everything for my product, for the product that I was working on. When I shifted to big companies, I frankly was miles away from customers. I was miles away from the um, I wouldn't say miles, but there was good amount of hierarchy that we had to follow. So it's not that big companies will give you good work. Okay, they may give you good salary, but they may not be able to give you good work. So please make sure whenever you are going in any company, you get selected, you need to get good work. Okay, good work mean there is somebody who's who's able to look after you, who's able to mentor you. Okay, so mentors are very important. Frankly, you need good bosses, you need good projects, good projects. Okay, good work as in good project actually. Work means good projects. Um, okay, and the culture is another important aspect of a company. So whenever you have opportunity to ask the HR back that what is the culture in your company, please ask this question. This is very important. If the culture is too much of rigidity, then you may not like working there. Okay, so please make sure that the company you are getting into, they're open, they're flexible, and they care for their employees. Please make sure you ask these questions. Okay, and this is very important. And you also need to find out who you're working for. Okay, uh, which project you will get into and who will be managing that project. And if I know the person I'm working with, I would like to go to LinkedIn and see his profile and see his capabilities, so that will give me added information about, well, if I have two options, and if I know the other person and the other person is who I'm going to work with, he is into research area and is kind of a genius, then I would like to work in that company, even if the salary is less. Okay, so there are many aspects to it. Data science job. So I hear this is about a very particular case, frankly. This question I've added there. Uh, there's one guy who was MCA, I think, and he called me and he said he was preparing or he was doing marketing for some company after that, after his job. And then somebody told him that he should do data science. And then maybe there's a course which charges 1 lakh rupees, and he was ready to do that. Frankly, it's good that he called me. I told him, I rather kind of scolded him for the reason that he is basically a technical person getting into non-technical job, and he should not know anything from technology right now at this point of time, and he's directly getting into data science. I think that is a bad move. If he wants to get into technical jobs right now after spending 3 years in non-technical job, I'm sure he doesn't remember anything from technical from technology background. So he needs to go back to his books. He needs to go back to his theories. He needs to go back to practicing what was taught to him in his MCA, and he need to brush up his knowledge. If he today joins this data science class and somebody talks about maybe one of the language concepts, he is not going to understand that. And with that such weak preparedness, I don't think he'll be able to make much from his data science course at all. So please make sure, don't just believe somebody because they're saying. Please make sure you understand what is the preparation for that you need for data science course. What is the basic eligibility for joining the data science course? I'm no expert in data science, but please talk to somebody who is expert in data science and they know everything about it and what exactly they should do before they should be able to tell you before you join data science course what exactly the things that you should do. There's eligibility for everything. Sometimes we just jump into things because somebody suggests us something and we are not eligible, frankly, to apply and to get that, to take that such a big step or undertaking, we need to make sure that we are ready for it. Okay, so please check your readiness for such programs. Okay, so this is training like paid training. I wanted to say paid training or self-preparation. I would vote here for self-preparation. And this is fast, okay? This is fast. This will take you to the course fast. This is slow, okay? This probably will give you all the knowledge in probably just 1 month's time. And this probably will give you that knowledge maybe in 4 months of time. This self-preparation is slow because there is no guide to you. But then probably we could bridge the gaps and the pros and cons of both and get the best from both the worlds. I would suggest that you go for self-preparation and you uh, appoint yourself a mentor. Okay, so that your development is governed, is monitored by somebody who has experience in that domain. You tell your problems to that person, ask that person what exactly you need to prepare, from where you have to prepare, how much you have to prepare. You need to ask all these questions. So just by giving yourself completely and buying some solution online or maybe paid training, you are kind of, I would say, running away from these questions. So if you are really very serious about your development, please get into a self-preparation mode, or even if you are in paid training mode, please make sure you understand what you're doing, whether you are eligible, whether you have prerequisites met. If you're doing, for example, a course in Java, do you understand basic concepts of object-oriented programming? Do you understand what is procedural? Why exactly objects were created, are to be created? Do you understand that? Because if you're taking the Java course on day zero, you don't know anything about OOPS. It is very difficult to cover OOPS in 1 week's time. And the paid training is going to cover that in 1 week's of time, or probably they will start with the advanced concepts in just first week or second week or third week. It is very difficult to catch that fast train. Okay, so you need to set the balance between the paid training and self preparation. Try to spend 10 hours, 15 hours daily on self preparation. Do a project. Do a project. To best evaluate whether you are prepared or not, you need to take up a project, a small project. Take any problem definition. There are plenty of them available online, and start implementing. There you will know exactly how much you are prepared. Okay. So uh, if you're stuck, you talk to other people. Talking to other people is very important. Have mentors, talk to them, ask them questions, eat their head. If they are really your well-wishers, your friends who or maybe somebody like me who probably you will not know, but I'm ready to guide. There are plenty of such people who are ready to guide you, so get in touch with them and yeah, and just do your stuff. Don't just rely on others for your preparation. Salary versus work. So I would vote for, now this is a difficult question, and this is for every person has to answer this as per their situation. If your economical situation is bad, then you need to select salary, because this is important. But you have to know that just salary, if you're looking for just salary and the work is not actually the work, very futuristic work, and you probably will not be very knowledgeable after you have completed 1 year, but very high salary, then I think something you will not be happy with this for some time. And once the time is gone, you will not find yourself suitable for the position, for the position that you ideally wanted to work. even if it is a technical, or even if it is a managerial role you wanted to work, but you were put into support work, but you wanted to do management. Maybe you have done BBA and MBA, and now you want to do management work, but you are getting into a support work. In that case, even if the support work is paying you salary, your education is useless there, because the same thing is going to be done by the BA, BCom or BSc guy. Same amount of work, and but you have done MBA. So I would suggest that you need to set the right balance here. So choose a job which will give you which will make you knowledgeable. This is very important. That's where I'm saying that I would go for work even if the salary is less. For example, somebody is paying you 5 lakhs. Okay, 5 lakh salary for work that is not challenging, you know. Uh, and somebody is paying you say 3 lakhs, but the work is amazing. Okay, like you're doing some AI/ML stuff, or you're doing some autonomous driving, things like that. So then get into this, because this will give you 30 lakhs. After 2 years spending in this domain, you will get 30 lakhs for sure. This will go from 5 to say 10 or max. This will not take you to 30. Okay, so you need to make sure your education, your profile is built strong. Okay, your profile, your CV is strong. It is not a confused person's CV. You need to make sure of that. Okay, so salary versus work, I would suggest that most of the people, if there is not much of an economical crisis, go for work. Okay, please go for work. You should have good work. Okay, not a good salary. The good salary will come if you do good work. If your projects are good, if you become knowledgeable, your next salary is going to be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times better than the previous salary. Be sure of that. Communication skills and other soft skills are very important. Yes, English is important. And not necessarily that nowadays even Hindi is very important. In whichever language whichever language you are in, and if your job is not very centric about English, and you don't have to talk to hundreds of people in English, then you can really ignore this. Okay, but otherwise you need to be able to communicate and express your ideas in any language. You need to do that. Even if somebody is Marathi and the job is in Marathi, sometimes people are not able to speak that. They're not able to express themselves. So that's not right. Okay, so you need to be able to communicate properly. There are various portals. I'm again not a right person. My communication is not great, but there are many people who should be able to guide you on this. There are again online portals for this who can help you develop these skills. They have many tricks and tips. You just have to search for it, explore it, and try to practice it. So communication skills, again, you will not be able to get it into and get clear skills just by reading it. You'll have to practice it many times. Sorry, my monitor is doing some dancing. Non-IT branches, how to prepare. Okay, so again, I get calls from mechanical, electrical, and many other. I would suggest them, while you are doing your engineering, you need to do one programming language course, or maybe cloud technologies. Get into technology. Even if you are not completely into programming, if you think programming is difficult, there are many other topics on which you should be able to do the certifications and things like that. If you are really serious about IT, start with broad level courses on operating system, um, on shell, automation, on programming language. Try to get understanding and slowly get into this. Don't just after you have finished mechanical, don't just start a Java course or a Python course and say that now I am a software engineer. No, the 2 months, 3 months of program training is not going to give you the understanding that you need to develop software. Okay, so that will take time. So if you start, I mean, starting from your first year, second year of engineering, if you are able to do little extra and try to get these concepts clear, it will be easy. And I'm very sure nowadays all the schools and colleges, they have these subjects, even if they are non-IT subjects, because many of the children also, I see that nowadays they have programming language like C, C++ is there, Java is there, Python is there. They have some automation to be done in the Scratch and many other tools, you know. So get into that. Okay, so you need this databases. Okay, I'm not able to remember everything, all the key things. I had made a list of such things. Uh, maybe in the notes section, I would write those. Okay, later on. Okay, cloud or no cloud. So as a fresher, I wouldn't suggest you do the cloud course because you're not getting a job. I would still suggest that you focus on these things. Okay, and once after you get a job, then you start preparing, or you get a job, or once after you feel that your basic things are okay, then only you go for cloud technologies. Okay, nobody is going to give you job in cloud technologies directly. They're going to evaluate you on the basic things. So yeah, everybody will have to do cloud technologies preparation and be ready for it. Many people have already started doing and contributing to this domain, and that's good. So this eventually would come for everyone. Everything will be on cloud. Okay, so there is no escape from this. There's no escape from this. But from the preparation perspective, maybe this is not the first candidate that you need to work on. Relocate or not? Okay, this is important. Okay, again, I think this question and this question is same. Okay, relocate or not? You also have to ask this question to yourself. If you are in Pune, Mumbai, or any metropolitan city, then it is still okay that you decide not to relocate. But if you are not in these big cities, then it is very advisable that you relocate. You find ways to get into big cities and then start preparing. Get your mindset ready for this. Okay, so and there are some jobs which are there only in Mumbai. There are some jobs that are only there in Pune. For example, if you are a student or a pass out from embedded from ENTC maybe. Okay, then there are many companies in Bangalore and in Pune and Mumbai who are working in embedded systems domain. There are many companies in Bangalore. So for you, if you are sitting in Pune and trying to find the job in Pune for embedded system, you are not going to get it. I remember I met a person who spent 2 years in Pune just sitting and waiting for the right company to come and waiting for the right embedded systems job to come in Pune. I started laughing when he told me that he's just waiting and he's not ready to relocate to Bangalore. So so please don't make any rigid rules that you will not relocate. Please relocate. At least in the early few years, you have to relocate because you have to build your experience. You have to do that. So for that, you have to move from city to city. So keep your liability is low initially, and be flexible, and move from places to places, find out, get opportunities, get job, and then if your job can give you relocation to your favorite city or any nearby city, then do that. People do this actually. They get a job in Chennai, but later on they know that this office has their office in Bangalore or maybe in Hyderabad, which is close to Nagpur, say. Then they can, talk to their management and ask them to shift them to Hyderabad, so that they will be able to go back home, at least more times. Yeah. So please be ready for relocation. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it for now. Thank you so much. I'm sure there are many more questions. Feel free to post them on the chat or on YouTube if I am able to post this on YouTube. Uh, Thank you so much. Bye bye, and all the very best.